Ladies and gentlemen, will you please help me welcome the star of Jaden's Corner, Jaden Phillips.
Hey, hello. Hi, welcome to Jaden's Corner. I'm Jaden Phillips. I'm glad to be back. Woo! After a couple months, Jaden's Corner is back, and we're ready for the hot topics and there is a lot of hot topics that's going on in today's world. So the first topic today is the San Francisco earthquake. So first of all, my thoughts and prayers go out to the families that were affected by the earthquake. But yeah, it was a 5.1 magnitude earthquake, and it rocked San Francisco Bay Area. Now, 5.1, that's really a huge earthquake. Like seriously, this happens to actually be the largest earthquake to hit San Francisco in 8 years. So yeah, so I know that help is on the way, if it's not already there. That the families that were affected are getting treated, and that God will help them in their situation in whatever way that they need help with, whether it's like food, housing, water, whatever. So yeah. My next so my next topic is, should Kanye or Ye be canceled, or should he learn from his mistakes? So I think everybody knows what has happened with Kanye or Ye. What's happened with Ye over what his comments. So I feel as though he should learn from his mistakes, because a lot of people have said some mean, nasty things, and they were forgiven. So I feel like he should be forgiven for his mistakes as well, because I don't think it was ill intent. Because if it was ill intent, then I don't think he should be forgiven. But because I don't think he was saying, I don't think the words that he said were meant to hurt anyone. So I feel as though he should be forgiven, and he should also learn from his mistakes and not do it again, so that he wouldn't hurt or cause damage to anybody else, or yeah, trying to hurt anybody else with his words. So yeah. Now the next topic is, what is the difference between faith in God and trust in God? Now, what's the difference between faith in God and trust in God is, having faith in God means that, well, first of all, faith in God means faith is believing in things unseen. So having faith in God is just believing that God will do what He says that He will do. Is believing in God. And trusting God is just doing the actions, putting work behind your faith, because faith without works is dead. So I feel as though also I googled it. So it said that faith is a belief system, trust is action. Faith is believing that God is who God says He is, and that what God can do, only God can do. But trust takes things a step further. It is making the willful choice to trust that God will do what He promises. So I'll just repeat it or reiterate it, that faith is believing in God and what He says He will do, and trust is just a follow up, the action behind it, actually doing something behind with the faith. So yeah, that's what I believe the difference is between those two. And the next topic is, why does the world say universe is, the universe, or high power, when they don't believe God? So my thoughts on that is, I think the world says universe, oh, there's a higher power out there, the universe is having a karma effect on you or something like that. I think the world says that because, well, one, they don't believe God. Two, they refuse to say God's name. Or like three, they might be like atheists or like doctors, and they might think that, oh, they researched the topic, or like they have enough information in their minds to where like, oh, I know for a fact that there is no God, and that, the only high power is like the universe. Or they might say, oh, there is a higher power out there, but they don't believe that it's God. That is the higher power. So, yeah, that's what I believe. Or that people that do say that the universe or high power, they might say like, oh, they had like a bad interaction with like a Christian, or like a pastor or a church. So they might say like, oh, because of that bad experience, or because of that bad like thinking, they won't say like, oh, that it's God that's, out there. They might say like, oh, it's just a higher form of power. They won't say that it's God who is the higher power. Or they might say it was many gods instead of just one singular God. So yeah, or the universe. But yeah, that's my thought on that. That's why the world says universe, um or high power. And we'll be right back. Hello, welcome back. Thank you for watching. See you next Saturday.